All right, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2210 presidential debates. I'd like to start off by having each candidate introduce themselves. They have 1 minute to do so, and I'd like to start with Mr. McAdams.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Alexander McAdams. I am the leader of the Azurian Republican Coalition, and I am currently running for the position of president in the Azurian Republic. I believe that I am the best candidate to be elected for the presidency due to the fact that I have successfully convinced multiple parties within the nation's Senate to endorse me for this candidacy, showing the unified effort that I will bring forth if elected. Obviously, the Azurian Republican Coalition has endorsed me. I have also received endorsements from the Azurian Unity Party, the Azurian Military Union, the Liberty Protection Coalition, the Azurian Democratic Defense, and I have also received an endorsement from the Party of Unified Christians. I believe that overall, under my leadership, I will be able to ensure a stable and efficient parliament, Senate for the Republic, and I can promise you that I will work with each and every single leader within this Senate to ensure we do not get into a situation of gridlock and that we can ensure our prosperity and such within our republic. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. McAdams. Next, I'd like the representative from the Altruistic Revolutionary Front. At the moment, Proud Hund is unavailable, so
Oh
he
no,
has.
I'm not here. I'm not doing that again. So we can just skip this. Blah blah blah. Yeah, Finn.
All right, on to the
Okay.
next candidate. Oh. Next is Senator Castor Porridge from the Party of Peace and Prosperity. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. The Party of Peace and Prosperity, well, as the name would suggest, aims to bring peace and prosperity to our small and great nation. We believe that through peace and through the sacrifices that have been made earlier throughout our history, we believe that those sacrifices won't be needed anymore, and that through trade, diplomacy, and support of the galactic community, we can help to improve the lives of our citizens and citizens around the world, around the galaxy. We aim to help the diplomatic situation currently going on in the galaxy, as we believe that all humans should unite under a single federation in order to allow for prosperity for everybody. And we also believe that the military expansion, as of some of the other parties in this parliament, are simply costly affairs which will bring us nothing but destruction, which could and some potential riches if we win, which could have been bought by scientific research and more money being spent on our people. So that is the basis of our party, and we will discuss it more in the future as well.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Porridge. And next on our list is Senator Castor Bedard of the Universal Conservative Party. You have 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Castor Bedard. I'm here representing the Universal Conservative Party, and we of the UCP see that 2010 is going on 2210. Sorry, 2210 is going to be one of the most influential points, not only in Azurian history but in the history of the galaxy, and we feel that our party is the most fit to handle the upcoming massive changes to the galaxy. First off, we believe that that Azuria should have a strong economy, as strong as it can possibly be, and there's no better way than expansion and wealth creation ideologies. We also believe that even though we are a small party and we don't have many endorsements, we still believe that we, as one party, can represent the people just as good, if not better, than any other party competing. We hope to, sorry for the voice crack. We hope to see your vote and cast in our favor, and that is all.
All right, thank you, Senator Bedard. Next would be
Bedard.
Senator Martin von Ilden from the Faithful of Nazarene. You have 1 minute.
I believe the senator is actually not available and it cannot make it to the debate.
Is there anyone else from the party that would like to represent Martin?
Sadly not, I think.
All right, then at that point, we will move on to the questions portion of the debate. Let me get my list here. So I will start with the first question. What is your opinion about the Nazarene faith? I will start with Mr. McAdams.
In my personal opinion, the Nazarene faith is a good Christian faith. They make up, I believe, 6% of Azuria's population, and they are very, very strict followers of Christianity. And I believe that the citizens, our citizens who worship the Nazarene faith, are incredible, outstanding citizens. However, I must state that it is concerning that the theocracy of New Eden, which is the dominant epicenter of the Nazarene faith, is an authoritarian state, and that they are ruled by their prophet, and they give very little rights to their citizens. Due to this, I believe that although the Nazarene faith should be treated with complete and total respect of our community, I believe that we must be careful when approaching the theocracy of New Eden, as I fear that their refusal to follow secularization within their government could threaten democratic forms within our country.
Thank you, Senator. I would also like to pass this question to Casper Porge of the Party in Peace and Prosperity. I'll repeat the question. What is your opinion about the Nazarene faith? You'd have 2 minutes to respond.
Thank you. We here at the Party of Peace and Prosperity believe that while the beliefs and the ideas of the Nazarene faith might be in a good place, we believe that throughout human history it has been shown that religious tensions and religion in general has proven to be more of a war justification for some people and to do violent things than it has done good for humanity. So we believe that that there should be a slight how I would say de-religiousness of people in our country, not through violent means, of course, but just through better education and better understanding of how the religion works. However, we are also fine with individuals who aim to practice them in peace and don't aim to do them in a stately manner which would affect our great republic. So that is our opinion.
All right. Thank you. I'd also like to pass this question for the representative who is representing Henry Proudhon, which is
Benjamin Hollow.
Benjamin Hollow.
Yes. Hello. The Revolutionary Front is indifferent to the Nazarians. One's religion is no business of the government, and what they wish to do and who they wish to worship matters not. They are Azurians, and that is that. That is the official word of Henry.
All right. I'd like to move on to the next question, and I'll start this one off with Castor Bedard. What is your how do you feel about authoritarian governments in the galaxy?
So at the UCP, we strive for a fair and equal democracy, and we feel authoritarian governments are not necessarily bad governments, but they do not give the people enough say, and therefore I hope to any religion of which the viewers are that we do not fall into an authoritarian state, and I'm pretty sure most, if not all, of the parties of this democracy can agree that authoritarianism is not the not the right thing for Azuria.
All right. Thank you, Senator. I would also like to pass this question to Alexander McAdams.
Thank you. In my personal opinion, and in the opinion of the Azurian Republican Coalition, authoritarian states are a stain on on all of mankind. The purpose of the thing that makes man unique is its right to speak, its right to think, and authoritarian states attempt to take that from you. The right to be able to speak and such is by all means a right, and these states prevent us from doing that. Um, I will continue to hold this stance that authoritarianism should not stand in Azuria, and that we should avoid getting close relations with authoritarian states, as they will do nothing but compromise our republic.
All right. Thank you, Senator. I'd like to go on to the next question, and that is, with the end of the treaty coming up fairly soon, this puts the Republic in a interesting position to start thinking about expanding and colonizing other planets. So I'd like to pass this to our candidates and say, what are your expansion plans? And I'd like to send this question to Benjamin Hollow, the representative of Henry Proudhon.
Yes. Benjamin, yeah. Sadly, Henry will have to leave soon, so I will be representing the entire party. Our beliefs on expansion are that it should work for the common good of the man, and the market, of course, should serve them. This, along with expansion in itself, yes, that's about it. Should help the man. If it damages the workers' rights or a common man or middle class, it is unacceptable.
All right. I'd like to present this question to Casper Porge of the Party of Peace and Prosperity.
Thank you very much. We here at PPP believe that in order to expand, we should first guarantee high quality life for our current citizens, and that we should first perfect our own society before aiming to expand further. After we've managed to do so, and after we have guaranteed almost all of our citizens economical and educational stability, the only expansion we would seek as a party would be peaceful colonization or potential trade agreements with other leaders in order to make something that is agreeable for both sides.
All right. Thank you, Senator. I'd now like to pass this question. Since the importance of this question and the ending of the treaty, I'd like to extend this to all of the candidates. So I'll go on to Castor Bedard now of the Universal Conservative Party.
Thank you. The UCP sees expansionism as a necessary part and the turning point of Azuria to grow the economy and to create any chance of possible monopolies or even a greater army. We believe expansionism is definitely the best way to grow our influence, as long as we stay away from suppression of planets of which we expand to, and we do not get any fanaticies or go crazy with it. The UCP truly believes that expansionism is one of the greatest ways to improve life on Azuria, and although some people may be reserved and say we should improve life on our own planet, we feel that expansionism can help improve the life on Azuria.
All right. Thank you, Senator. And then finally, Alexander McAdams of the Azurian Republican Coalition.
So I am happy this question was asked. It is one of the platforms of the Azurian Republican Coalition, and a platform of mine. We need to make sure that we take advantage of the expiring of the Treaty of Tyrian. This is a once in a generation, once in a lifetime opportunity, as no nations have been allowed to expand for such a long time, and we must take advantage of this. If we do not expand, then we are going to fall behind. These other nations will border us. They are not going to slow down because we are not taking advantage of the situation. We here at the ACR and myself, we support immediate expansion into unclaimed solar systems. We also support the colonization of additional habitable worlds to spread the Azurian Republic and spread our influence. However, of course, we must do so with mind of the economic and the security prices that this will pay. If we expand too quickly, as some politicians would want to do, then it will do nothing but make ourselves compromised and open to potential threats. So we must take a steady and stable approach to this while ensuring that we take full advantage of the opportunity.
All right, thank you, Senator. On to the next question. I'm going to be asking Castor Bedard of the Universal Conservative Party. With the ending of the treaty, people believe in our nation that many of the different governments in the galaxy will be planning on expanding their influence by colonizing other planets outside of their normal sphere of influence. And we were wondering how you plan to put Azuria forward and move along with this flow.
Thank you. That is such a great question to ask, especially due to the state of the galaxy right now. At the UCP, we can guarantee, like, I think we can all realize that we are not going to be the only planetary system jumping at the opportunity to expand. However, we feel that we are in such a great position to expand, as we have so many open planets by us that are not near other places, and so we have more room to expand, which can give us more trade influence, which there further gives us more room to expand. And therefore, when we control trade as well, not many nations will want to interfere with us because a lot of their economy could flow through us. Therefore, we kind of expand off of expanding. And as long as we can push through that and keep not a huge military, but enough of a military to be able to protect us in case conflict happens, of which we will not try to strive for. Conflict is not a part of the UCP agenda. But if it is to happen, we will assure that a military is strong enough to defend us.
All right. I would also like to extend this question to the representative of Henry Proudhon, and I'd like to ask how you plan to put, once again, Azuria first, and while all nations within the galaxy are extending their sphere of influences around.
Well, of course, we are planning on expanding the region of influence of Azor, though we don't believe trading is the only possible way to do this. Focusing on research and what would you say? Economics could also be a perfect fine idea. Manufacturers and strong pools of immigration could represent, well, not represent, but could make us a more affordable ally to have instead of an enemy. Though we would prefer to stay neutral in the game of politics. Yes. So through allyization and federation work, and through bills that can support the Republic, we plan to expand. Yes.
Thank you,
That is it.
Senator. I would also like to pass this question to Alexander McAdams of the Azurian Republican Coalition.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, with many nations within the galaxy expanding their borders and their spheres of influence, how do you plan to put Azuria first and keep up with the expanding influences around the galaxy?
Well, the Azurian Republic, although small, has one of the most capable diplomatic corps in the entire galaxy. That is well known, and I believe that through the effective use of envoys, we can ensure good relations with all states. I believe also in, as I stated earlier, ensuring that the Azurian Republic expands and claims space near it to ensure economic and security priorities, as well as getting maintaining good relations with major powers, specifically the Cervasian Congressional Republic and the Federated States of Earth. These two nations are major powers and they cannot be ignored. We must conduct diplomacy with them, and I believe that it is in the best interests of the state to maintain close ties with the nations.
All right, thank you, Senator. This being the last question, I would like to extend this finally to Casper Porridge of the Party of Peace and Prosperity.
Thank you very much. We here at the Party of Peace and Prosperity believe that there is not much of a need for expansion, in our opinion, as through diplomacy and through agreements with our neighbors, we would hope for unity and a sort of federation which would allow us to pass through systems normally and would allow us normal lifestyles in those systems, while also spending those resources which would be spent on colonizing, on improving our existing citizens' lives, while also through diplomatic means securing the resources and everything that is necessary from other worlds with other powers around us. Our ending hope would be that we would manage to form a federation around the galaxy, which would, of course, make our colonization efforts quite pointless if we are able to achieve this. So we hope that through peaceful means we will be able to achieve colonization while still having money to spend on our own citizens.
All right. I would like to now allow each candidate to ask each other questions and debate each other on their ideas. And I'd like to start with Alexander McAdams of the Azurian Republican Coalition.
I would just like to state that I believe the Republic should not get involved in federations, as that will compromise our national security, as we could get involved into diplomatic approaches with other nations.
That doesn't seem like a question.
Yes.
I think it was more of a statement, if anything.
Yeah. This is
And,
question time.
well,
Megan.
absolutely. And due to that, I am concerned by the previous statements saying that we should get involved in any form of federation. Getting involved in a federation is a step too far in diplomacy, in my opinion, and it could compromise the security and well-being of the Republic. I apologize for not making that clear.
Are you asking our opinions on this?
Yes,
Adam?
Who
I
are
am
you asking specifically?
Yeah.
I am specifically asking all candidates on their opinions of the involvement of federations within the Republic.
Okay.
Does anyone want
So
to go first?
yeah, I'll shoot. So the UCP would have to agree with the ARC that federations is not the place, or is not where Azuria should be, as not only could it compromise us diplomatically, but it could also drag us into war, of which we have no business in wanting or going into. Also, federations can force us to compensate financially, and I think that as in such a powerful trade position that we are in now, we would not want to give that up just to have another system know that they have our back. And yeah, I'd like to sauce it on to any other candidate.
Yeah,
who'd-
I would like to take the flame from here. The ARF are open to an idea of a federation, but federations are a tricky question because I feel like humanity constantly falls into the same pitfalls. And if we were to join a federation, a close eye would have to be kept on this federation at constant times, as to not fall into a situation like with what happened to Earth. Uh, though we do think they can be beneficial in some terms. That's it.
Yeah, I would like to just say, because I seem to be the only one currently pushing for federations. It is our belief that the best kind of federation we could join is one we make ourselves. It is our proposition that we try and attract as many nations and as many countries into our federations as possible in hopes of achieving, well, galactic peace and unity, while also benefiting Azuria with trade, resources, immigration, and other means.
May I comment on this? Yeah,
Yes.
um, I understand perfectly where you come from, but if we were to be the ones who form the federation, and I assume we'd then also be the leaders of it, and this is not to accuse anyone here of lax morals or anything, but we would have to hold ourselves up to scrutiny, and throughout time, it has been proven that that is incredibly hard to do. So, if anything, it would mostly be easier if we were to join one, so that we could keep an eye on it. That is it.
Can I just respond if that's okay? Or
Yeah.
yeah. I'll keep it brief. We're just hoping. It is our hope that our nation will be, well, hopefully, the example everybody else should be aiming to achieve in our hopes. We aim to provide. We aim to be scientifically, culturally, and economically stable enough that we can help other nations in their times of needs in order to help improve the galactic situation. Because we believe that it is true that humanity has fallen into pitfalls of destroyed federations, but it seems to us that we should just keep trying until one of them succeeds. But because at the end of the day, if we do not succeed now, when will we? This is our biggest stage, the galaxy stage. If we do not make peace now with other countries and unite as humanity, then when will we?
All right. I'm going to have to stop you there. We're running low on time. I'd like to now go to any closing statements. I'd like to first give this opportunity to Alexander McAdams of the Azurian
Wait, so we
Republican
only got to
Coalition.
ask one question?
I know, but we're running low on time, so I had to skip over that.
Could I potentially make a suggestion?
Sure.
Could we maybe keep on with the questioning instead of closing statements, as they might be quite similar to our opening statements, if other candidates might agree with this?
Agreed.
Ah, I must agree with the debate manager. Maybe we should do closing statements now.
I will also second that perhaps closing statements would be the best approach.
All right. I'd like to start closing statements with Alexander McAdams of the Azurian Republican Coalition.
Well, for my closing statement, I would just like to say that to all of the citizens of Azuria that are watching this broadcast, if you are wanting to have a president that will be able to ensure unity within our Senate, that will be able to ensure prosperity, and most of all, ensure your security, then vote for me. Vote for Alexander McAdams, as I can promise you I will reach across the aisle to every party. No party will be left out if I am the president. I will make sure everyone's voices is considered and heard. I will make sure that we expand across the galaxy while ensuring economic prosperity. And I will make sure to use the utmost potential of our diplomatic capabilities to maintain peaceful relations with our neighbors and with the the superpowers within the galaxy. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all think about the decision you're about to make when you vote for president. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator McAdams. Next would be the representative for Henry Proudhon.
Thank you. I'll keep this rather short, actually. I'd like to remind you of a statement. One twig alone will easily snap, but a bundle will always stay strong, even how much force you put into it. Together, we are stronger than divided. That is it.
Thank you, and thank you for keeping it brief. I'd like to pass it on to Senator Castor Bedard of the Universal Conservative Party.
All right, thank you. For the UCP and my closing statement, we just want to say that if you feel that you need someone to lead this, if you need someone to lead this world to greatness, there is no better place than someone of the UCP, especially our current runner, myself. We feel that, and I feel that I have the most capable skills of being able to lead Azuria to a greater economy, better diplomacy with other nations, and I feel that cooperating with the rest of the galactic community is necessary, of which I feel that I would be able to do the best. This is not a dig on other parties. We just feel that the system needs a change, and we feel that the UCP, and most importantly, Castor Bedard, would be the best fit for the new Azuria.
Thank you, Senator. And finally, our last closing statement will be Casper Porridge of the Party of Peace and Prosperity.
Thank you. I will try, hopefully, and keep it.
Thank you.
We just wanted to say that while we do understand that some of our ideas and principles are quite revolutionary for some and seem to be kind of pushing the boundaries of what a normal society outlook is, we believe that this is the true way in which Azuria will prosper, and that peace is the only guarantee of our prosperity. So it was very refreshing to hear from almost all the candidates that aggression and wars were not really in anybody's manifesto. And I would just like to say how pleased I was with the show of democracy and different ideas that was represented today. I think it's a big plus to all of us, no matter who wins here. And I hope that the voters will make the correct decisions for the future of Azuri and for the future of all of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That concludes the first presidential debate of 2210, and I'd like to thank everyone for listening and attending today. And I'd like to remind everyone out there to vote when possible, and have a good night.
Thank you very much.